Thanks to the support as a channel member, Chris Graves. I don't want to go as far as to say that this is where we decide if the series was success or failure, but we kind of do. Not for the reason that you think. Yes, we are playing the Champions League final. Realistically, win or lose, that doesn't really impact if the series is a success, because we went into this with two targets. Target one, get the club out of debt. Number two was stay competitive, stay Barcelona while we did that. We've won the Liga 4 years in a row. We've reached 3 Champions League semi-finals. This is our first Champions League final. We're definitely still competitive. We can tick that one off now. It doesn't matter what happens in this match, although we'd really like to win it. What really matters is what's going to be happening in the second half of the episode, and that is, will we actually get our net debt down to 0 by the 1st of July deadline? We've got a month left, and in that month, we want to win the Champions League and find 40 million quid down the back of the sofa. I'm not asking for much. Hello and welcome to part 29 of Rebuilding Barcelona. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have that Champions League final. We have the final, I don't even want to say transfers, so we're probably not going to bring anybody in. It's going to be more about the final result. We're going to go forward to the 1st of July before I retire from the club and just make sure that by 1st of July, net debt has reached 0. You can see this month's payment has just gone out, so it's actually increased since the last episode. We're now up to a net debt of £48 million. I think it all gets cleared by the sponsorship, which is due in 10 days. That should clear it. But first, let's win the Champions League. By the way, if you are watching this live as a YouTube premiere, hello, say hello down in the chat. If you enjoy watching me live like this and get involved in the chat, you should come and hang out with us on Twitch sometimes, twitch.tv/LOLLUJO. We have lots of fun over there too, so come do that. Come follow me over there. As soon as FM22 is out, we are going to be hitting you over the head with a brand new Twitch Let's Play as well as the YouTube content. But let's get the Champions League out of the way, shall we? This is the team that we're going to be sending out there for the final. Potentially controversial team selection, only in so much as we are changing our striker. Nonto hasn't been starting striker for a little while, but Moukoko, we talked about it in the last episode, Moukoko hasn't scored in his last 5 games. Not only that, he's been really poor in those last 5 games as well, whereas Nonto came off the bench in the final game of the season and scored a beautiful goal. So although it had previously been even longer since he scored, he's the one with a more recent goal in him, so he gets the nod to start today. We're also going with Pedri rather than Demir over on the right-hand side. And Grimaldo, of course, is going to start at left back ahead of Baldi because of that set-piece delivery that he can offer for us. So our team for the Champions League final, our rebuilt Barcelona side, this is what it all was for, is Ter Stegen in goal, a back four of Grimaldo, Sula, De Ligt and Porro, De Jong, Rice and Bellingham in midfield, Depay and Pedri out wide, and then Nonto up front. That, boys and girls, is a rebuilt Barcelona team. That's why I say it's job done, no matter what happens on the pitch today. I will be disappointed if we don't win the Champions League, but you know what? It was never about winning the Champions League. I'm getting my excuses in early. I know how good these English teams can be, although Chelsea have finished 5th in the Premier League, so they're certainly not as good as some of the teams that have ruined our seasons in previous years, the likes of Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool. These teams who've been knocking us out in previous years, they're not necessarily one of them, but Chelsea have just got this knack when it comes to playing against better teams in Champions League finals. Ooh, controversial. Right, Grimaldo. I'm sitting up straight for this. Grimaldo is looking to play Memphis in. Is that Livakovic in goal for them? The man who got rejected by us. We had him in for a year and a half, promised him football all the way through, and he never got any. And we've just won a penalty, I think. Nonto causing all sorts of problems early on. And I think the referee is giving us a penalty here. Surely he's going to be checking with the VAR. This must be a penalty. It must be a penalty. It is a penalty. I don't even know who's going to take it. Pedri, Bellingham, Nonto is taking the penalty. And he scores, justifying his selection. He's come in, he's won the penalty, he's scored the penalty, put us 1-0 up with his 20th goal of the season after 17 minutes. It's Chelsea 0, Barcelona 1. We are one step closer to greatness. That's that's got quite a nice little ring to it. I like that. Right, we've got a Chelsea attack to weather now, as they are looking to get an immediate reply, and that's exactly what they do. And it's Romelu Lukaku 5 minutes later as it's half a chance. It's not even a full chance. He's got half a chance on the edge of the area, and he's just kicked it really hard. That's 25 goals for the season for him. And it's the first Chelsea attack we've seen. It's upsetting to me. But Chelsea are right back in the game. It's 1-1. And they've actually, I guess you could argue, had slightly the better of the first 20 minutes or so. 3 shots on target to our 1, although we've had a much better XG. But obviously a lot of that is because we got a penalty. If you take penalty XG out of the equation, which is a weird thing to do, but if you did, Chelsea would be slightly ahead on XG as well. We need to wake ourselves up a little bit if we're going to be victorious today and not miss out to an English team for like the 4th time in the series. The English teams are scum. That's what I'm learning. England is awful. We are. Do I look Spanish to you? Because I should by now. Pedro Porro on the right-hand side. He's been brilliant since coming in for us. Plays it across to Bellingham. And it's our top scorer this season. The English player has scored against the English team. It is Jude Bellingham, goal number 22 of the season. He cost us £115 million, and he was worth every single penny. He's still only 22 years old, I think, and he is phenomenal. He still doesn't even speak Spanish. We've just had to send him on another language course, but he speaks football, and that's all that really matters. It's 2-1 to us at half-time. It was the perfect time to score just as half-time approached, and Chelsea have just had the stuffing knocked out of them, just as they were probably feeling pleasantly stuffed. They're playing Upamecano as a holding midfield player. And Hakimi is on the right. It's interesting what they're doing here, Chelsea. Very interesting. I don't really care what they're up to, though, because we've got 20 minutes to go until we're champions of Europe for the first time in a generation. Right, Pedri not actually having the best of games after getting in the team ahead of some of these other players. I'm going to bring Demir on, although my assistant manager is saying Moukoko. We know how much of a threat Demir can be on that right-hand side. De Jong is tiring and not playing great, and on a yellow card. We could make a change there, but that seems like fiddling for fiddling's sake. So we're just going to make the one change. Demir can come on the right-hand side, and that will do for now. We'll just keep an eye on everybody's fitness levels, take anyone off if they really, really need it. But other than that, let's just not fiddle too much. Maybe Memphis can come off, and we will bring on Moukoko, because he's probably feeling a little hard done by not being on from the start. So Moukoko can come on and play up front, with Nonto moving out onto that left-hand side. And then we'll just continue to keep an eye on everybody's fitness levels. And this is probably the front three that is going to see this team through the 5 years in the future. And that is a stupidly good goal from Mason Mount. Oh, that's upsetting. They've done it twice to us now, once in each half. They've just kind of had a nothing half chance. Mason Mount heavily involved in both. He got the assist for the first. He's scored an absolute screamer for the second. We've just not closed him down quickly enough. And all of a sudden, this is a football match again. And I'm looking down at my bench and wondering what we do. What do we do? Who have we got who can come on and win us this football match? Andrezinho, maybe? There's not really a position we bring him on in. Van Haren would give us more energy in midfield. I'd really like Pedri in midfield, but he's already gone off having played on the wing. I think we are going to bring Van Haren. This is a big call. Van Haren's going to come on for De Jong. We're going to drop Declan Rice back, and we're going to have Van Haren as the box-to-box midfielder. We need that energy. Mount scored there because no one was closing him down. So let's get an energetic youngster as a box-to-box midfielder in there who might just be able to close him down, and a more solid defensive player in Declan Rice sitting in front of the back four. Those two changes, I think, make that Mason Mount goal less likely to happen again. Demir now playing it across to Nonto, heads it into the path of Makoko. Oh, that would have been a beautiful moment to score his first goal in 6 matches. He can't, and it's a corner, and it's on the wrong side. Grimaldo's going to take it anyway. It's an outswinger. It's not quite as dangerous as his in-swingers. Now Chelsea have got a counter-attack on for Ziyech, and somebody needs to get a tackle in here. Just crunch him. Demir has done brilliantly there. Didn't even need to crunch him. He's just taken the ball off him. It's not even a tackle. That was an Ajax tackle. There was no tackle there. They were just running alongside each other, and then a different man had the ball. Demir now trying to conjure something up at the other end of the pitch. Plays it back to Declan Rice. Rice all the way back to Pedro Porro. Didn't really want it playing behind him there. But it's back with Bellingham again, who plays it in to Demir, and then Makoko. Oh, and he's missed it. He's tried to do exactly what Nonto did in the last game of the season. He saw it, got Nonto into the team ahead of him. He's tried to be clever. He's tried to chip it over the goalkeeper, and it has not worked. It remains 2-2. Can we make another substitution? I think they've made 4. Is there any way to get to that screen from here? Do I have to start the match again? That's weird. Right. I think we've got to take off one of these guys. I'm loath to take off Grimaldo because I think we need him for his set pieces. So I think Nico on for Declan Rice. It's not ideal, but Nico's done enough to justify playing in a big game like this. That's why we haven't been desperate to buy another holding midfield player, because we knew Nico would be a long-term option for us in there. Grimaldo. Rice is still on the pitch for now. Rice, who's just been smashed through by Lukaku. And I'm a little bit upset that Lukaku doesn't pick up a yellow card there. But Nico is now on. And it's Demir, who's been dangerous since arriving in the match. Porro playing it into the path of Bellingham. And there is Makoko. Maybe you lot were right after all. Maybe he's the one. What an important goal that's going to be for Makoko. It's Chelsea 2, Barcelona 3 for the 3rd time in this match. We have taken the lead. There are 13 minutes remaining. Can we hold on? I know some of you are probably saying, Kev, now would be a time to maybe come off attack. It's never the time to come off attack. We sit on our hands now. Here we go. In fact, you can't see. I could show you. No, I'm not going to show you my bum. Not going to sit on the hands. We're going to go hands on our heads. This is where you hold your nerve in a game like this, boys and girls. Hands on the heads. Do not fiddle. Look at the match stats. Look at the XG. We deserve to win. Just keep your hand on your head. No fiddling. This isn't going to be a goal. Which, oh, for goodness sake. Why are my hands on my head? They've done it. They've equalised for a 3rd time. Maybe I shouldn't have my hands. No, you always have your hands on your head. It was a set piece, for goodness sake. It's not, our tactic didn't lead to them scoring that goal. It was just a set piece. That is hideous. We have been the better team there. I hate picking my own substitute, my own penalty takers, so I'm not going to. Right. Penalties. What a way to end a series. This is horrible. We should have won that match. We won it on XG. We've got the moral victory already. Can we add the real victory onto the moral one? Who cares about morals? I'm a YouTuber, for goodness sake. I have no morals. You've seen Messi in 5 thumbnails in this series. You think I've got morals? Ter Stegen has just made the save from Lukaku. It's now 1-0, 1 penalty gone. Makoko to step up. He was a hero in the match. Can he be a hero in the shootout? He can. It's 2-0 now. And it's going to be some guy called Guri. Don't know who he is. Ter Stegen looking to make the save again, and he doesn't. It's 2-1. That's fine. We're still in the lead, and it's Pedro Porro. Of course, played some of his formative years in the Premier League. Will have faced Chelsea before for Manchester City. Porro scores. What a good penalty it was as well. 3-1 now. Livakovic knows what side his bread's buttered. Ziyech for Chelsea. Can Ter Stegen be a hero again? Not this time. It's still 1 goal advantage to us. And up steps Alex Grimaldo, the set piece king. If anyone's going to miss, it's going to be him, because his set pieces have been faultless ever since he arrived back at the club. And it's faultless again. And he just gives himself a little Tommaso Ciampa clap. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Pat yourself on the back as well. Beautiful stuff. Why is that not update? Oh, because that's the match score, not the penalty score. Come on, Kev. Oh, it's my boy Ben Chilwell. He was the Grimaldo of the Streamer Showdown. so many times. Come on, Ben. No, he's got no loyalty, has he? Right, who is it? Bellingham, presumably number 5. That's who I would have picked if I was picking him. But I wasn't. So who's going to be penalty taker number 5? It is Bellingham. This is so me and my assistant manager are in agreement. Jude Bellingham, the £115 million man. Pause it. You got to slow it down in situations like this. Well, you know the drill. Slow it right down. Make it hurt. Whatever happens, you make it hurt. Jude Bellingham versus Livakovic, the man we rejected, versus the man who signalled the return to the old ways for Barcelona. And he returned us to the old ways in more ways than one. Jude Bellingham to win us the Champions League. He steps up and he scores. Yes! Oh, boys and girls, we've only gone and won the Champions League. What a time to be alive. What a thing of beauty. We deserved it in normal time. We deserved it in extra time, but we finally got there. On penalties, Jude Bellingham once again justifying the ridiculous amount of money that we spent on him. And this is a moment, boys and girls, the Champions League trophy being handed to Ter Stegen. It's always fun to have a goalkeeper as captain in a cup final, because who's going to do the cartwheel now? Nobody knows. It's usually the goalkeeper, but it's never the captain. I don't know who's going to do the cartwheel. My money would be on Pedro Porro. Who is it? It's number 25 is Delict, I think. Are we getting a Delict cartwheel? That's exactly what we're getting. Oh, lovely stuff. We have won the Champions League. Barcelona are back. That, boys and girls, that is a rebuilt football club. And now all we need to do is clear those debts. And this Champions League prize money is going to, you see who I'm looking to bring in. Champions League prize money is going to go a long way towards making that help. So we've got £17 million for winning the Champions League. De Jong is now happy to stay because we won the Champions League, which is a big thing. We also got another £11 million TV revenue from the Champions League and another £30 million from the coefficient ranking pool. I think that should be enough. Or maybe not. We've just spent out £21 million on bonuses. Oh, my word. That's a lot of bonuses. Junior Firpo got a bonus for us winning the Champions League. All right. So debt is £14 million with sponsorship money still to come in. But of course, this sponsorship deal expires on the 10th of June. That doesn't mean we get another £78 million then. It all relies on how much that is renegotiated for. Hopefully it's another big fat one, and that should clear the debt. And then it's just getting through to the 1st of July and then seeing if we've got enough money left to buy Zaniolo as well, who can be your long-term fatty replacement. Let's see then, shall we? Well, there's one more twist in the tale. Frenkie de Jong has 1 year left on his contract and has absolutely no interest in signing a new deal, despite the fact he's no longer unhappy at the club because we won the Champions League. We'll give it a few days. We might be selling de Jong before the 1st of July, and we could then use that money to bring in Zaniolo, and Pedri officially becomes a central midfielder at that point. That might be what you're about to see happen. I'd like to keep de Jong if we can. If we can't, then so be it. We have a plan. It's an interesting little story that's been going on in the background. Nanto's just been linked with a £99 million move to Newcastle. Newcastle, I hear you ask? This save was set up before the Newcastle takeover, wasn't it? It was, but if you look at the landmarks, Newcastle taken over by a tycoon in October 2021. They've been spending money for fun for most of this save. People have been saying, Kev, are you going to do a rebuilding Newcastle save? Don't need to. The game's been simming it in the background. And there it is, Newcastle. I mean, to be fair, they're still not very good. They're still a mid-table Premier League team. But yeah, it's kind of already been done for me. There it is. I mean, answer to the actual question, maybe. I'm doing Arsenal for the FM22 beta, doing a rebuilding Arsenal. If nobody else has done Newcastle, seems unlikely, by the time that and non-league to legend are done, then we might do Newcastle. Derby are also on my list as potential rebuilds for FM22 as well. So I have a list forming, but I just thought it was quite interesting to see that Newcastle already being rebuilt. We've just had the year-end money stuff come through. I think this should have got us over the finish line. So we have been hit with a tax bill because we did make a small profit for the season. But we do have 2 new sponsorship deals worth £82 million. Their new kit sponsor is another £78 million deal like we had before, but presumably there's other sponsorships that have increased as well. You can see most of this money stuff has gone up over the last year. Bellingham selling shirts for fun, which is nice. But if we go into the finances, what we should see now, with a balance of £245 million, we have a net debt of 0. Not only do we have a net debt of 0, we could go and spend that £100 million and still have a net debt of 0, because that would leave us with 145 million left. Take the 40 off for the transfer debt, that's 105 million. Take the 42 for that, that still leaves us with like 60 something million. Job done. Boys and girls, we don't need to go to the 1st of July. The job is done. The save is complete, and it's just as well. When I was planning this, I didn't realise we were going to be playing in the Club World Cup, which starts in a couple of days' time. And I really don't want to have to play through that because I always lose it. So I think we end things there. This is your rebuilt Barcelona. We've taken the club from £1 billion in debt. We've brought them back to a 5-star world reputation. Rich finances. We've won La Liga 4 years in a row. We've won the Champions League. We've won the Copa del Rey. We've sorted the finances out. We're actually paying more in wages now than we were when the save started. Messi is back. He's our head of youth development. In fact, one thing we could do as part of a rebuild is just make sure that our facilities that we've not touched during the 4 years that I've been here, let's invest some money in our facilities, because I think that needs doing. So if we're doing a rebuild, let's do a rebuild. Okay, they're going to reject it. Ridiculous. We've got all that money in the bank. Come on. Give me. There you go. So we're going to get new training facilities. That only costs £2.5 million. Let's argue with this one as well. Doesn't matter if they sack me here. I'm about to retire anyway. Come on. There you go. They're sorting out the youth setup as well. So £5 million or so invested in those means that we should be leaving the club with top of the state of the art facilities and stuff again by the time it's all been updated. And that's job done. This is our best 11, apparently. There you go. That's our best 11. And you know the strength in depth we've got behind that. We haven't been able to tie Frenkie de Jong down to a new deal. That's going to be a job for whoever comes next. Memphis Depay probably needs to move on to make room for Nonto. And I think we need another attacking midfielder in the team, possibly another defender. But you know what? The new manager has got £100 million to spend. And we'll find out tomorrow how they spend it. Because tomorrow, assuming my computer can sim fast enough, we will be showing you what happens next. Tomorrow's final episode of Rebuilding Barcelona will be a look at this team 5 years from now. We'll check in on what they've won, what's happened to this playing squad, and most importantly of all, they're going to have a look back in on those finances and make sure they've not gone and re-Barcelona'd and got themselves back into debt. If you've enjoyed this video and enjoyed this series, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel, turn your notifications on. Don't forget about me. I know this series has brought a lot of new people into the channel. I produce FM content all year round. We've got the new game right on the horizon now. We're going to be coming back with some really cool stuff for then. So hopefully this isn't a one and done series for you, and you will stick around on the channel, enjoy what else we've got to offer. And it's not the end for this team even. Next week, we've got the LOLLUJO Cup, which this team will be a part of. In fact, while I remember, let's export this team for versus competition. There we go. I'll stick the save file as it stands now down in the description as well, so you can have a little play around and continue the story from here. Thank you very much for watching.